I thought of you when Captain Sandy told Joe that he smelled good because I know you'll be sniffing him at BravoCon. Now, he isn't on the official list yet. I double checked of Bravo celebrities that are coming, but he did post his travel plans like from now until March, and
Yeah.
Vegas is on there. So,
Oh,
just saying.
yes.
And he's going to be
Okay,
on Watch What
so
Happens Live, so he's already stateside.
that's true. And that's only in a couple weeks. The hug that he gave Captain Sandy, like he came in low and slow. I want that. I want one, please. I will stand in line for that.
Hi, welcome to Above Deck, a below deck breakdown podcast. I'm Sarah Goldman, a photographer living in Charleston, South Carolina. With me is my college roommate and co-host, Kelli.
I'm Kelli Busbey, an executive assistant and former radio host, coming to you from my home studio in Columbus, Ohio. Together, we hosted the Socks with Sandals radio show on WFAL in Bowling Green, Ohio, and we are back again this week to discuss Below Deck and our love of all things Bravo. Today, we'll be discussing Below Deck Med Season 10, Episode 5. Let the games begin.
It's a good fun. Here's your recap. A massive changeover rocks the boat. A stew gets pulled in multiple directions, and a love triangle heats up. Chef Josh struggles to cater to vegan guests with very particular palates. Kelli, how many shackles?
I gave it 8 because, when there's a love triangle, Joe's back.
Yes, exactly. I thought it was a great episode. Okay,
Yeah.
so Captain Sandy asks Nathan like who he wants to get rid of. That's kind of where we left off last time. He said it's best that we just get rid of both Tessa and Christian, and she says that's half your team. Like, are you sure? Well, yes, he's sure, and she agrees that this was a good decision.
I was so happy that he said both because when we left last week's episode, she told him to make a decision on one or the other. So I'm happy he made that decision, but I'm even more happy that she supported him in that because that was crazy bonkers.
Yeah, it
To
would have
even
been
think
really,
about keeping one.
I
Ugh.
know, we would have had to drag that out, and you would just be finding another deckhand
Yeah.
later. I don't think Christian was surprised at all. He didn't seem shocked. He leaves very graciously.
But did you see Nathan's reaction to Christian accepting his resignation? Because, I
Oh,
mean,
I
let's
didn't.
be honest, Christian's reaction was odd. Like he was laughing and kind of like, oh, okay, haha, whatever.
Hmm.
Nathan had this look of, are you kidding me? Is this really your reaction? He was so shocked.
Oh,
If
wow.
you get a chance, go back and look.
I'll watch this.
He was just like, come on, man. Unreal.
Interesting. I
That
will
will be
miss,
the screenshot for the week. Watch.
yeah, I will miss seeing Christian shirtless, though. He was
He
good
was
eye
nice to
candy.
look at.
So Tess, on the other hand, she seemed shocked. Captain Sandy was very sweet to offer her advice, get on smaller boats and like really get comfortable because she's used to much larger boats. And her green screen confirms her delusions about herself and Nathan.
Delulus. So what's the backstory here? There's got to be something, right? I mean, out of the gate, she didn't like him.
Yeah, I
And
don't I don't know.
yeah,
That was odd.
it was odd. And then apparently she doesn't like Captain Sandy either. She said, they never gave me a chance to show you what I could do. Yeah, you did. They did. They gave you like many times
Yeah, you
opportunities.
didn't refill the jet skis with fuel and you watched people drift away. So, yeah, no.
And you just stood there when they drifted
Captain
away.
Sandy was
Huh.
like, go get him. We do get a text between Sandy and Norma multiple times this episode. That's exciting.
Norma. I feel like Cliff from Cheers whenever we see her pop up.
Yes. And now we know so much more about her after talking to Captain Sandy, so that's fun. So
I love it.
Max cannot help but smile when he sees Christian packing in their room. And this is bad news for Max's hypnosis business because clearly it didn't
Mm,
work.
yeah. But why did Max need to go in and like rub it in his face? I tried to warn you a bazillion times. Why? There was no need for that because we all know how much Christian just wants to like sock him.
Oh yeah.
And he said he would do that if he saw him on the street too. So that's fun.
Yeah, and you go in this enclosed space. I mean, of course he didn't need to say that, but like that's Max's personality. He's always
I
going to say,
know.
"I told you so." Christian said his father has been in over 20 aircraft accidents. What?
No,
Maybe you aren't good at flying, dude.
I don't. The safety in the family is not a top priority, it sounds.
No.
I mean, Christian's response to being fired was, sorry if I put someone in danger. It's not top of mind. I mean,
No.
it's mind blowing to me.
That was such a bizarre statement. And then
You know?
I I mean, I didn't think people normally walked away from aircraft accidents when this guy's done it 20 times. Like him and the Wright brothers. Crazy. So, Captain Sandy texts three different deckhands that she's worked with previously. We know one is Joe Bradley for sure. Not sure who the other ones are. I was wondering if maybe one of them could be Gail.
Could you imagine? That would be so fun.
Yeah.
But then poor Max, he'd be on the outside looking in.
Yeah, he would. Okay, so deckhand number one comes through and can be there tomorrow. So that turns out to be Joe Bradley. Um, Aesha and Nathan are thrilled that he's coming back.
Flashbacks from last season when Nathan and Joe are acting like golden retrievers with each other. It just made me smile. It's what we needed. We needed to see all that.
Yeah, we just needed fun. So
And those eyebrows.
Oh yeah. V approaches Nathan about moving to the deck, and he said he'll talk to Captain Sandy.
I'm really proud of V for putting herself out there and letting Nathan know that she has that experience. I mean, that's a hard thing to do, and she should be very, very proud of herself.
Yeah, and she did it exactly right. And like, it wouldn't have been probably appropriate for her to go directly to Captain Sandy, but
Right.
I think it was good to go to, the head of department. So
Yeah.
that was
Well
good.
done.
Okay, we have a night out. Kizzy is struggling with wanting to canoodle all her castmates, and she said it's so hard having a conscience.
Oh, Kizzy.
There's a lightness to the crew now that these two are gone. It's just like a chill, fun night. Nobody
Yeah.
seems like too sloppy. And Nathan tells Max that he could be lead deckhand. He just has to rein in his emotions and kind of control himself.
How do you foresee that going?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know that Nathan should have said anything
Yeah.
because what if Joe needs to be lead deckhand and then Max is going to feel, some kind of way about it. And then I think if you made Max lead deckhand, then I think it's going to be that kind of power struggle like it was with Christian.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Either way, I don't think it's going to be good.
Yeah.
So. Um, I just want to say, Kizzy seems like so much fun on a night out. She kept saying 5 stars, and then she kept screaming when Max took his shirt off in the van. That just
That was
was
hilarious.
so ah! It just seemed like something you and I would have done. Just so silly. I just loved it. I want to hang out with her. Okay. Back to the boat. Kizzy tells Aesha she has a connection with both Max and Nathan. By the way, on our podcast last week, she said she did not have a connection with either of them. So, anyway,
Ooh.
then there's the pesky matter of the boy at home.
Aisha knows this is going to get messy. And now we're going to add Joe into the mix. And we all know that Joe's charms cannot be thwarted by anyone. So
No, no.
here we go.
Yes. Okay, the next day, Captain Sandy talks to Nathan and Aesha about V being split between the deck and interior. As we know from seasons past, this rarely works well.
When will V get to rest?
Yeah, she's gonna work in
Like,
the sun all day.
yeah, I mean, yeah, fresh air, but that we all know, like, when you get a lot of fresh air, you're absolutely exhausted at the end of the day. But I
Hmm
like how she said they're going to have joint custody of her. Like, so Aisha mentioned in her green screen that her team will be down one, but she's going to make it work and to consider her the good witch of the boat. So then my question is, who is the bad witch of the boat?
Uh-oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
This is something they didn't discuss. Like they said they're going to bring in another deckhand, but why aren't
Mm.
they discussing maybe bringing in another stew? Maybe they want to see how V works out on deck first before committing to
Oh,
that, but at least that would give you another option since there isn't a deckhand available. So,
that's a good point.
I don't know. Okay. So, were you wondering why there was so much airtime of Nathan putting trash in that dumpster?
Yes, and because the thing that I noticed was he was walking to the dumpster with bare feet.
Ew.
So I thought he was going to cut his foot on something nasty and it was going to be a whole thing, but no. They just were hanging out watching him throw things away in the trash can.
Well, it turns out all of that was a setup for Joe pulling up and being like, Nathan, Nathan, I'm here. Very happy reunion, complete with that music. Da da da
Those
da da
two.
da da. I don't know what that music is, but
I
it's
loved
good.
it. It was perfect.
Yeah, I was. Everyone is so happy to see him. I thought of you when Captain Sandy told Joe that he smelled good because I know you'll be sniffing him at BravoCon. Now, he isn't on the official list yet. I double checked of Bravo celebrities that are coming, but he did post his travel plans like from now until March, and
Yeah.
Vegas is on there. So,
Oh,
just saying.
yes.
And he's going to be
Okay,
on Watch What
so
Happens Live, so he's already stateside.
that's true. And that's only in a couple weeks. The hug that he gave Captain Sandy, like he came in low and slow. I want that. I want one, please. I will stand in line for that.
Okay, that sounds good. It's gonna
I'm a nerd.
happen.
Let me be.
Naturally, the Stews think that Joe is very handsome and he is loving what he sees as well. No
Oh
surprise.
Lord. Here we go.
Okay, preference sheet meeting. We have LaDonna, who is the primary. By the way, that was my name, the name of my hairdresser when I was a little kid was LaDonna.
LaDonna, did she give you the bangs, the feathers? Did
Oh,
she?
probably. I mean, I had some
Yeah.
real bad dues, but yeah, many perms. I remember she gave me my very first perm, and I had my hair was probably this short. And then when she get a perm, it like, gets really short. And I remember her spinning the chair around, and I started crying, and I said, I look like a clown. No offense, Josh.
Clown from the 80s. Like we're going off of what we know.
Yeah, a lot of perms. Can still smell it. Okay, so it's her and then a group of friends, two of which are vegans.
Are these our first vegans?
Maybe this
Yeah.
season.
Okay.
Okay, there's a storm coming. They can't leave the dock probably today, and so they're planning to do like a land excursion for the guests. And V and Joe are going to be the ones to take them. And she says, Buenos dias, guapo. Aesha is worried that V will be just like swept away by Joe's charm. Legit concern.
Absolutely. Fair enough.
Josh is a bit worried about the vegans. He did say he lived in this like hippie commune for 9 months, so he has a lot of experience with vegan cooking. I am very concerned that they used human waste to fertilize the soil in said commune because I don't think you're supposed to do that.
Um, uh, I don't know what to say. It's so yucky. I mean, I know it happens, but mm,
Gross. Okay. So there's flirtation between Joe and Kizzy, and V doesn't like that. So, but luckily for V, like she's going to be working out on deck and she's going to be on this excursion with him. So she's going to have a lot of one-on-one time with him. So,
yes. And it's Joe. It's just what he does. He was flirting with Sandy. Sandy's not,
and that's
it's
you
Joe.
smell good too. Um, yeah, he will kiss. He will move on to the next one quite quickly if, the past is any indication. Okay. We have the guest arrival. Already Max is working hard while Joe and Nathan are playing. I hope that they kind of get this out of their system like right now.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, and hopefully it won't become an issue, but watching them with that Casio keyboard was hilarious.
Like Ross Geller.
Right.
Captain Sandy gives the guests the bad news that they're going to be staying on the dock tonight, but they seem fine with it. And because they don't want to be seasick, they don't want to be miserable.
Fair enough.
Okay,
That works.
lunch. It seems like Josh has really put in a lot of thought into this lunch, making sure there's protein for the vegans, like butter beans and like special things, lots of seafood. But sadly, they want different things.
Worried about this group, but I'm only worried about the vegans. And I don't understand why they're being so rude about it. And I don't think it's both of them. I think it's just Carlos.
Yeah, and the other, aren't they also eating seafood? I don't like the FYI, that's not vegan.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
pescatarianism.
Yeah, when you are that strict, and I'm a vegetarian that kind of leans vegan, so when you're that strict, you have to be flexible. And like
Oh
someone
yeah.
prepared this for you, and here's a vegan thing, and they're like, oh no, thank you. Just try
But
it.
but at this, if you wanted more at lunchtime, you got to say something.
Yeah.
Just don't just sit there and be grumpy about it. You just got to say, "Hey, is there anything else that I might be able to get to eat? Like I'm still a little hungry." Cool.
Yeah. There's a nice way to say it. Okay. What was
Yeah,
the other vegan's name? The one that talks to Chef Josh? Carlos?
that was Carlos.
Okay, so he goes to talk to Chef Josh, and it sounds like he wants maybe more like stir fry situation. And Josh goes and talks to the ladies about dinner, and they throw in a bunch more requests: mashed potatoes, pasta, fries, fish, chicken wings, risotto for the vegans. And Captain Sandy had the best advice though for Josh. He said, just give them what they want. Like,
Yeah.
you know, just don't worry about it.
To me, it seems that they weren't very specific on their preference sheets.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody made a comment about how the lunch wasn't very hearty. Well, if that's something that you want, you do, lunches are generally lighter, right? I don't
Right.
know. I mean, so if you like to have a heavier lunch, then maybe say something. I guess it's
Mm-hmm.
different if you're on vacation, but still like preference sheets, they're important. And um, so I thought of something that
Yeah.
we need to ask people when we're at BravoCon.
Okay.
What is the craziest thing you've seen on a preference sheet? It kind of reminds me of being like writers that are used by bands. Remember looking those up on the early days of the interwebs, to see like Red Hot Chili Peppers always asked for a 12 pack of tube socks because that's all they wore on stage for the last song and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I think that would be interesting to ask the members when we see them
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
BravoCon, what's the craziest thing you've ever seen? Doesn't even have to be on the show,
Yeah. Oh,
but
that's a good idea. I like that. Put it in our shared notes or whatever we have.
yes.
We have lists everywhere. Okay, we have a shore excursion. Joe is a great tour guide, and V and Joe really got a chance to get to know each other, so that was fun. And now we head back to the boat where there are Jello shots.
Yes, but Carlos won't eat them because they have pork in them.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say I would probably be the same way. I mean, gelatin is pretty gross, but yeah.
And why did they have them? Like
I that's yeah.
they've never had Jello shots before, unless they were
It was
specifically
probably on a
requested.
preference sheet. Yeah, this is weird.
Um,
I don't
I
know.
don't know. I'm sorry. Like I just mm.
Josh
Anyway.
really listened to the guest requests for dinner, so I hope it goes well. The theme is like USA, Cowboys, Americana, and
Woohoo!
Nathan starts training V on deck duties, and he's impressed already with her.
Me too. She tried throwing the lines, and that's already 100% more than what Tessa had done.
He's like, I
So,
can't.
yeah. Can you throw these for me?
Yeah. Most of the guests like the food except you know who, Carlos. Who, by the way, he requested heartier things, and now he's saying there are too many starches. He wants greens. Oh, but he doesn't want any salad. Good grief. And Kizzy even offered him salad, and he said he didn't want any. And Josh is stressed, and he ends up walking off the boat, hopefully just for a quick breather and not for good.
I'm hoping he's going to pick up like carry out. Like maybe there's a vegan place like right around the corner and he's just grabbing some food for him.
Yeah.
Carlos, I'm sorry, but you just seemed unhappy about everything. He
Yeah.
was even pouting while they were walking around Barcelona. Why are you doing that? Por qué? No bueno.
Yeah. He's a Debbie Downer
Yeah.
for
So
sure. Well,
hopefully he like gets a good night's sleep and turns it around because I'm tired.
let's hope.
Let's take a break and we'll come back with Countdown to BravoCon and Hot Tub Combo. We are sponsored by Coconut Bowls. Coconut Bowls reduces the use of single use plastics by sourcing sustainable coconut shells while providing jobs to low income artisans in Vietnam and Indonesia.
From beautiful coconut bowls to bamboo cups, straws, and cutlery, Coconut Bowls has eco-friendly, handcrafted items to complete your sustainable kitchen. Each bowl is made from 100% natural coconut and it has a unique size, shape, and pattern. Join the Coconut Bowls movement today and eat sustainably.
Go to coconutbowls.com and use discount code AboveDeckPod20 for 10% off your order.
We're back. It's time for Countdown to BravoCon. Joining us today is Jenny Blaze of Bravo and Blaze. Jenny hosts the Bravo and Blaze podcast where she talks about all things Bravo and pop culture.
Hey, Jenny.
Hello, how are
Hi,
you?
it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you too.
I feel like when our podcast started 3 years ago, and I feel like when we first came on the scene, like I saw your name everywhere. So I feel like you've been around a while. When did you start your podcast?
When did I start my podcast? Oh my gosh, I don't know the exact date. I think it was like January 2022.
Oh, well, you were just a month before us then, actually.
Yeah, I'm trying to think,
But
what was 3 years ago? I was like very active during Scandival.
okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you have your Instagram page first?
I started with Twitter.
Okay.
And I just like would live tweet when the shows were on. And I
Mm-hmm.
kind of
Nice.
love the Bravo programming because it's like Sunday through Thursday and it's like consistent. So
Mm-hmm.
there's kind of like, you kind of have like a hangout with these people that you don't even know, but it's like,
Right.
I just say whatever. And I kind of love that. And then it just grew into Instagram after that. But then I think it was, people started asking me on their podcasts. And I really love that. So I just started my own. And then just kept going.
Just kept going. And do you watch all the Bravo shows or are you focused on a
I
few?
do. I watch them all
Mm-hmm.
unless like there's one that I really can't stand or like I've just never. Top Chef is one I don't watch. I
Okay.
feel
Yeah,
like it's a
same.
totally different category. And
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah.
not because I don't love it or think it's a great show. It's the number one reason is because it's on late at night and I will eat. And that is
Thank
not
you.
good for my diet.
Yeah,
To eat
that
and then go to bed? No.
Right.
I'm like, this
that
is
totally
torture.
totally makes sense. Well, when we set up this little Zoom together months ago, I think, you were planning to go to BravoCon, but since then
I
you are
was
not, correct?
correct. I've been kind of like try to be mysterious about it and like try to trick people that maybe I will be there or like maybe I'm
Okay.
not. I
Ooh.
don't know. Maybe I'll sneak up on you. Who knows? But
Well, fingers crossed. I mean, I hope
maybe I'll be in disguise. I don't know.
that
No, but
that's
I went to the 2022 BravoCon in New York, and then I went to
mhm,
the last one in 2023 in Vegas, and it
mhm.
was the best time, both of them. But
Yeah.
this year I just have like other personal things going on, so it's not really gonna
Gotcha.
work
Yeah,
out.
I
those are
get it.
the two that we went to as well.
I
I
love
wish that we
them.
had been to the very first one, but I feel like I didn't even know about it. Really, it just
That is like one of my biggest regrets of my entire life is not going to the first BravoCon because I remember seeing them like advertise it, and I was like, I need to go. But at that time, I didn't have my accounts, like my Twitter or anything. I didn't
yeah,
even know about Bravo Twitter or anything or
yeah.
an
Yeah.
Instagram account that was dedicated to Bravo. I was like brand new to everything. And I asked one of my IRL friends, like real life friends, do you want to go to BravoCon? And she's like, what? That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. And I was like, all right, I guess I won't go. And then I saw they sold out in like 5 minutes or something.
Hmm.
And I remember having just like this deep, deep regret the entire time after the tickets were sold out until like it actually happened. And I was like, oh my God. And that at that time they didn't like film anything. Now they film the panels and stuff, but the
Yeah,
first one I heard was more like a meet and greet. Like they were just like hanging out with the Bravo
yeah.
Labs and like it was
Hmm.
more
Uh,
like what I would say. I wasn't there, so I don't know, but it seems like it was kind of like a Bravo Palooza the whole time.
Gotcha. Okay. It seemed very special, like small,
Yeah,
intimate,
I
just like
know.
also just another time, like pre-COVID, just yeah.
I know.
So, did you go to the thing they had in Miami this year or
Fan
last year?
Fest. Fan Fest. I
Yes.
did not go to that. And I like had no desire to because I don't know. After going to BravoCon, it feels
Hmm.
like why would I want to go to Fan Fest? That feels like too much of a tease or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And
Maybe.
that's what we thought.
Yeah, we
Oh,
kind
you
of felt
guys
the
thought
same
that?
way. Yeah,
Okay,
we were
good.
like, well, no, we're just gonna hold out for BravoCon.
Yeah.
But then of course I had some FOMO, like once I saw stuff.
Yeah.
But we
A
only had
little
one
bit.
person from below deck there, I think. So,
Yeah.
Oh,
or maybe there ended up being a couple in the end, but I don't know, we just for one person. I mean, obviously we're fans of the whole Bravo universe, but we focus on Below Deck. Now, do
Yeah, how did you
you
guys get started together? Can I ask? Is that
Oh,
okay?
yeah, Kelly, do you want to take this?
Sure. So Sarah and I were college roommates, and
Oh.
we did a radio show together, like a terrestrial radio show called Socks with Sandals, and it was fabulous. And and then afterwards, and I went into radio as a profession. Sarah went her way with marine biology and was on research vessels and hanging off
Oh,
the back of boats, chasing manta rays and stuff in Hawaii.
oh my
And
gosh.
and then in 22, she reached out, was like, "Hey, you want to do a podcast?" And I was like, "Heck yeah. What are we going to talk about?" She said, I want to do a Bravo show." I'm like, "Cool. Which one?" She said, "How about Below Deck?" Because they were getting ready to start their new season. And I said, "Fabulous."
It's
And then the rest is
perfect.
history. I mean, we were recording on our phones. We were, it sounded great. And I was recording or editing during volleyball tournaments for my daughter. I'm sitting out in the car in between games, like trying to edit things down. And yeah, so and we thought, hey, let's see where it goes, right?
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
why
we
not?
certainly didn't think we'd be doing it 3 years later.
no.
Yeah,
And I
me neither.
remember we recorded our ninth episode, and Sarah said, most podcasts don't make it past the ninth episode. I was like, well, check
Really?
us out. We're going. And
Hmm.
Oh my
then,
gosh. The
yeah,
ninth? Really? Only
Yeah.
yeah.
nine?
Yeah,
That's
when we first
shocking.
started, I bought a book called like How to Start a Podcast or something like
Yeah, I
that.
think I did
And
too.
that statistic was in there. And like
Oh my
ninth is kind of
gosh.
the average where if they fizzle out like 90% or something like crazy. So yeah,
When
once
I first started, there was a statistic that I was blown away by, and it said if you get like 16 listeners on your first podcast episode, you're in the top 10%.
really,
I was like,
Whoa.
that's it? I don't know if it's still that. This was like,
yeah,
years ago, but I was like,
That's
wow,
impressive
okay.
still.
that's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Huh.
love the statistics that Spotify does at the end of the year, you
Oh,
know.
yeah.
It's just that's so fun. Yeah, it always blows me away like how many people are listening. Like if you really think about it, like right now we probably right this second, when this comes out, we'll probably have an audience of 1,000, 2,000, three. I like that's cool. You
Yeah.
know,
No, I love it. It's amazing what comes out of podcasting. And I like that you guys have Below Deck because there's always an episode of Below Deck. There's
correct.
never a break because of how they filled in the gaps with all these new franchises, which I love. I remember like when it started ramping up, we had like Below Deck Down Under, Below Deck Adventure, but like all these
Yeah,
new ones.
all
I
of
was like,
them.
what is happening? And then they like kind of shifted a little bit. And
Hmm.
now I think they're kind of like on this, they've like kind of evened out. They're good. I think they found their flow and
Yeah,
it works.
it obviously does. Yeah, I think we only take off maybe 1 or 2 weeks out of the whole year.
Yeah. Like if there's one, if they don't have a reunion, right? Like
Right.
they'll be like one
Yeah, they
week.
haven't been doing reunions in recent years. I think the last one was Sailing Yacht season 3 or 4.
Where's the next sailing at? Did we get that yet?
We haven't heard. I think there was an issue with
Bless you.
they
Wait.
sold Parseval
Excuse
3,
me.
the sailing yacht. So I think they were trying to find a
Oh,
new boat, and maybe a new location.
so what's
Glenn has
Captain
said
Glenn
that
been doing?
Glenn said it's coming, but
Oh,
we haven't heard if I don't think they've filmed anything. So
sailing
TBD,
was
TBD.
sailing season two was like mind blowing.
Yeah,
Season one was really hard to get through, but season two was, I mean, there's a human being that came out of that season.
I know. I know.
It's up there with like Southern Charm. I'll never
Yeah.
forget that moment when I heard the baby crying in the finale episode of Southern Charm season one. I was like,
Oh
what is
my
happening?
God.
And then
Yeah.
then they had another one. I was like, what is happening? That show's nuts.
So wild. Now, Jenny, where are you located?
I am in upstate New York.
Upstate New York. Okay, gotcha.
But it's
Um,
beautiful there right now.
oh,
It
it's
is.
beautiful.
The leaves are really nice. And it's
Oh,
been pretty warm for October.
hmm. Oh, that sounds
I love it.
magical. I'm in Charleston, South Carolina, and we don't Southern Charm town.
Oh
Um,
my gosh, you're
we
right there.
Yeah, I'm right here. We don't
She's
really
in it.
Them?
get fall. Like the
Yeah,
salt
it's like
marsh, the grass turns from green to brown. That's kind of our seasonal
um,
change here. So. I do have a couple questions for you because Kelly and I don't watch everything. I'm
Sure.
not caught up on Miami because it's not my favorite. I just feel like a lot of those women are really fake.
It's
Um,
whatever.
can you explain the Haitian mortician thing to us?
Haitian mortician. Oh, I don't really know actually. Adriana at the reunion basically outed Julia, who is the
Uh-huh.
only lesbian housewife that we've
Right.
had so far, I
Mm-hmm.
think, right? Or she was the first one, maybe.
Yeah.
Um, Outed her as having an affair with a Haitian mortician who she had to buy a coffee machine for. Somebody slid into my DMs about that coffee machine. They said they worked at the coffee machine and actually saw the invoice with her name on it and her email. And it was a Jura, Jura. I don't think
Okay.
that's like the company where this person works, but like they sell those. I don't know.
Okay.
I hope I don't get this person in trouble.
So
Google
strange.
searching.
But yeah, the Jura, somebody else told me that that's like a really nice coffee machine. But yeah, then Julia, she was on social media. I guess she said on a microphone somewhere that that was before she was married to Martina.
Okay.
But the fandom is skeptical of that, and they're not really buying Julia's story. So that's
Gotcha.
kind of where we're at with that.
Interesting.
But
I
wait,
really
somebody
liked
else.
Julie in the
Oh wait,
beginning.
Leah, Leah Black and I think it was Leah Black or what's her name? The other one. Shoot, I forgot her name. Old
Old
Miami
Miami.
housewife. Yeah, they said on like a podcast or something that it was true. I don't know
Oh,
if they're telling the truth, but yeah, that's all I know about that though.
okay. Well,
What do you guys
that's
think
more
about it?
than I knew. So thank you for I kind of watched the first couple episodes of Miami this season. I was just like, ugh, I just can't.
I know,
And
it's
then
kind of
this
hard.
was happening, and I'm like, well, maybe I'll just jump back in here. I kind of want to find out, or maybe I'll just watch the reunion. I don't know.
I think the biggest takeaway from the most recent season of Miami is that Adriana, although she's been a friend of every season, she's never been a
Oh, she
full-time.
has? Oh, I didn't
She
realize that.
basically plays the role of a full-time, and I don't know what the logistics are behind it, why she's not a full-time,
Mm-hmm.
but it makes no sense to me. And I think the word or the fandom is saying like that Julia is probably going to be out next season, and
Mm.
they really
Oh.
want Dr. Nicole Martin to come back.
Oh
She's a
yeah, I
fan
liked her.
favorite.
She was a rich bitch, man.
Yes, yes. And oh, and her husband
Mm-hmm.
used to date Stephanie Shojai, who is the newest housewife on Miami.
Oh
Oh,
wow. Oh, I like her. She's feisty.
I heard some things, like some tea about her that
Uh-huh.
she tried to debunk it at the reunion. And Andy brought it up and said, like, oh, people online are saying that you met your husband through his wife because you were her assistant.
Oh
oh
no.
my gosh.
But then he didn't mention this part. So they're on social media, on like Twitter, Instagram. I saw some receipts floating around that there's some lawsuits against Stephanie's husband from his daughters, like his
Oh,
adult daughters who
jeez.
apparently, allegedly, I don't know, this is just the word on the street. Or not Stephanie, her husband was sued. His wife, so his ex-wife,
Mm-hmm.
she actually started the company that Stephanie and her husband are like flying around on
Oh wow.
planes and all
Mm-hmm.
that stuff,
Oh,
allegedly. So there's like
right.
some issues with like mishandling of a trust or some financial thing going on.
Ooh,
Goodness. One thing I know about housewives is it's never as simple as it seems. Like it's
I
never
know.
as picture perfect
right.
marriage, house, businesses. Like
Yeah. Well, look
just
at
look at.
Wendy Osefo and Eddie
Yeah.
Osefo.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
That
Is there
one's
any update with them?
so there's a lot of like, rumblings.
Mm-hmm.
People are speculating because at first Wendy had hired an attorney, but Eddie still didn't have one. I guess he recently did hire one. It was an attorney who was involved in the Clinton Lewinsky case,
Oh
God.
no.
and she charges like over $1,000 an hour.
Oh Lord.
So we know he's lawyering up now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And then so there's some blind items that came out saying like, oh, this housewife who recently may have been arrested, like they were implying that they are going to be getting a divorce or something like that, which I don't know if these things are true. I'm just
Right.
Yeah,
sharing what
allegedly.
I've seen.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Goodness. I mean, what a time to be alive.
Yeah. It really bothers me that we have people committing crimes while they're housewives because I feel like it
Yeah.
sets this tone for people who like want to be a housewife and
Right.
they think like, oh, well, I can just do that. Because if you think about what Wendy and Eddie did, like, and I don't know if you guys have seen all the receipts, like they were
Mm-mm.
emailing each other saying, what else, what high ticket items can we put on the claim to reach our policy limit because
Oh
we have a
no.
policy limit of like 423,000 or whatever. So like
Jeez.
this evidence is very
Very damning.
damning and I just can't like I try to think of their thought process. Were they like, okay, we're going to do this because you know what? We're in a bad financial situation. We have too much pride to file for bankruptcy. But what if we commit this fraud and like look at Teresa Giudice? She got away, like she still is a housewife. And maybe they thought in their head, like, I would rather try to fight it and like keep up this
Ah,
lifestyle and
yeah.
like get the money from filming because she's gonna
Yeah.
be fighting it and she's gonna be filming.
Right.
So I just feel like it's either that, like they actually thought through that process, or
Hmm.
they really didn't think about any consequences and thought they were going to get away with it, which seems crazy to me, especially when Eddie is a lawyer.
And
Right. Oh my God, I forgot that.
doesn't he have a cannabis line or like aren't they making money
Yes.
that way?
Okay,
Like,
so
hello.
they we're only like 3 episodes in, and
Hmm.
Wendy has already hyped up her financial situation, which is like so
Uh,
embarrassing knowing what has
No.
transpired. Not only is she filming with jewelry that she put on her claim, said that
right.
it was
No.
stolen.
Right.
She's filming with this stuff. And then on top of it, she said, oh, we're renovating our kitchen and Happy Eddie is doing so well. The money's coming in. Let's use the drug money on the renovation. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, alarms are going off for me because I'm a cannabis advocate. And I've looked at the cannabis industry for entrepreneurship opportunities.
Hmm.
And I was very confused when she said that because you don't really make that much from selling weed legally.
Gotcha.
There's a ton
A
of
lot of
taxes,
competition.
and
Yeah.
a lot of the regulations make it so that like you can't grow it and sell it. Like you can only
Mm.
grow it or you can only sell it. And so
Hmm.
there's a lot of movement between, switching of hands. So that's where the profit gets,
Hmm.
split
Yeah.
out into. It's not really as lucrative as Wendy and Eddie are trying to paint it out to be on the show. And unless you're like an MSO, like a multi-state operator, and you have like massive
Right.
operations going on across the country, then I
Yeah.
can see like them bragging about it. But
Mm.
they have like, they're in like 2 stores. Come on.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not
It's not adding up.
it doesn't add up. Remember when they had that rolling party and they were like rolling oregano?
Yes. Yeah, because
That
actually
was
it's not even legal in I
in
think.
Maryland
Is it? I don't
or
know. I could be
DC.
wrong on that.
Yeah, I
But
don't
I
know.
don't know.
why did they use oregano? Why didn't they just use weed?
I don't know. I don't know if it had to do with like filming it or I don't know, but it was I
It
don't know.
was
So
weird.
strange. Okay, so I do want to talk about one more show. Have you seen Wife Swap yet?
Yes, I
I
did.
watched it last night. It was the first, it's
Did you
just one
cry?
episode so far.
Yeah. Did you
It
cry?
was I didn't cry, but it was emotional. It was like
I loved
heartwarming.
it.
It was funny. It had all the feels. And
Yeah.
Kelly, I know you probably haven't watched it, so you must
Not
watch
yet.
this.
Yes.
The first episode is Angie from Salt Lake City, and she swaps with this woman that lives off the grid in like Idaho or somewhere.
Oh my
I forgot
gosh.
I
where.
mean, like we're
It's
talking
bad.
composting toilet, no running water, like
No
have to go
running
down the
water.
hill to get it. Now, my favorite scene was when Mary walks in and that
Yeah.
woman is gutting a fish in Angie's backyard. And Mary says, I don't need to see a fish gutted. I don't need to see the babies. I don't need to see the placenta.
Mary is so great for comedic relief. Like she was
Yes.
so good. I love
Yes.
it.
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
kind of like, I felt better that Mary was disgusted because I felt kind of guilty watching that episode. Like, I don't, even Angie said it. She said she felt guilty after for like kind of judging how they live
Yeah.
versus how she lives. And like, I don't know. I felt better that Mary was like, oh, hell no.
She was like, we need to go rescue her.
Yeah. I didn't think Angie was going to make it. I really didn't.
Yeah, she really surprised me. She really like embraced it and she was so warm and loving with those
Yeah.
children and
Yeah.
I thought it was very heartwarming. So I'm excited for the rest of them.
Yeah, and Wendy has an episode which they was supposed to be the premiere, but
Right.
then after she got arrested, they said we're not airing it. And
Hmm.
then I was personally angry. I'm like, why? I
Okay.
want to see it now. But then
Right.
I'm like, who pulled it and why? Just because she got arrested? Like we've seen tons of Bravo Lebs being arrested and we still watch their shows. What is going on? I was
Right.
just like, I don't know the details, but they
Hmm.
wound up saying that they are going to air it.
Oh, they
Oh.
are.
Yeah,
Okay,
they have
that's
a date
exciting.
for it. So
Okay,
I'm gonna
that's
watch it.
exciting. So, Kelly, you had a question that was specific for Jenny.
Tell us about fandom bitch because
Oh yeah, Fandom
listening to
Bitch.
that, I'm like, this is so true. I mean, it was just it kind of hit home a little bit, but tell us about how tell us about fandom bitch.
Well, I mean, you guys know, right? You started a podcast and well, you guys have each other, so that's
Hmm.
nice. Like I'm all by myself and
Hmm.
I just have been navigating this whole fandom online and at BravoCon and at events and things like that on my own. And I've been blown away at every step. Like when I think that it can't get crazier, it really does. And the problem with that is I would share everything in the beginning of my podcast. I just had no filter and was like, oh, I did this with my kids this week or whatever.
Hmm.
That wound up becoming weaponized against me. And so
What?
to the point where I couldn't share anymore on my podcast, which sucked because like it kind of was therapy for me
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
beginning. So I've kind of just focused on just talking about the shows, but
Hmm.
Fandom Bitch was my way of creating a fiction based on my real experience and just navigating the whole fandom world and the trolls that are out there.
Hmm.
It's not even like what people would normally think because me going into it, I never would have thought I would have found what I uncovered. And
Right.
there's a lot of dark things, but there's a lot of like hilarious things, real silly things.
Hmm.
And I just basically fictionalized my experience. And season one is just from like when I first started my podcast until it was like the beginning of season one till the end of season one. I really was just planning to do one season. I was going to do, I think it was probably around 9 episodes. I had like 9 weeks because I remember I was going, it was my 40th birthday and I had a trip planned. So I was like, I can do this schedule on my own. Like I'm the only one here. I love
Yeah.
this. I was like,
Yeah.
if I want to start a season two, then I'll do it after or whatever.
Hmm.
And it just like, I really was just talking into a mic by myself in a room by
Hmm.
myself and didn't think anyone would listen. And for it to come out to be like charting and then also being nominated for an award twice. Like I almost quit so many times. And like if you follow the story, you'll hear all the many times where I almost quit. But then like out of nowhere, like something amazing would happen. And I'm like, I guess I should keep going.
Love it.
Wow. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. I
Yeah.
love that story. Well, Jenny, we're going to let you sign off. This has been so
Yeah,
fun to get to know you a little bit, and I hope you'll stay in touch. And
absolutely.
maybe we'll see you at BravoCon sneaking in there, maybe
Maybe
not,
I
but
might be in a disguise. We'll
yes,
see.
we'll keep our eyes peeled.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Oh, tell
Jenny, where can
everyone where
everybody
they can.
find you?
Yeah, there
Yes,
you go.
I am at Bravo and Blaze on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, all the places. My podcast is streaming on YouTube at Jenny Blaze, and then you can find Bravo and Blaze with Jenny Blaze, the podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. And
Okay,
Fandom
thanks.
Bitches on Patreon.
Okay, Patreon. All right, we'll put links to everything in the show notes. So
Oh, thank you.
cool. All right, well, thank you, Jenny. It was so nice meeting you.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
It's time for Hot Tub Convo, where we discuss what's happening with our favorite below desk. That's a different kind of show.
Bow chicka bow wow.
It's time for Hot Tub Convo, where we discuss what's happening with our favorite below deck cast members.
So, the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City Below Deck Down Under crossover has begun. If you aren't watching Salt Lake, I recommend you start with season 6, episode 10. They start discussing preference sheets and like what they're going to put on them. Also, it's just a really great episode. I've watched the scene with Miriam Cosby and Angie talking about farts like 3 times. It's so iconic, so funny. Um, Now we know from Salt Lake City that this season of Down Under was filmed in Canoan, which is in St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the Caribbean.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's exciting. And I guess they're working out the Down Under part by saying it's like below the equator. So that's the Down Under part. It's
Ah,
not Australia. Okay. And so the next episode, which will be episode 11, that's going to be the trip. So I'm hoping we get at least 2 episodes out of that. And then, of course, we'll get to watch it on Down Under when that comes out. Now, should we do a special episode covering it?
mm, probably. Yeah.
I think we should. Okay, that sounds good.
It'll be neat to see the editing from both sides, from like the housewives side and then from the below deck side.
Yeah,
It'll be neat.
I know. I'm excited. It's probably going to be funny for us because we're going to be like, we want to know more about what's going on with the crew, like enough of the
Yeah.
housewives stuff. But
Forget
then
this.
when we watch Below Deck, we're always like, more guest drama. So we're gonna get it. We're gonna get
Oh,
it. So
we're gonna get it for sure.
yeah.
Captain Sandy and Joe Bradley will be on Watch What Happens live on Monday. And just so you know, we're recording this on Sunday, so it will be out by the time you hear this. Last week, Kizzy and Chef Josh were on Watch What Happens live. They played a love connection game and were very compatible. Kizzy said she saw a completely different side of Tessa than we've seen, fun, chatty, crazy. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to take her word for that because I
Yeah.
just don't believe it. Um, Josh did the Watch What Happens 5. It's a list of obnoxious guest requests. It included fine dining for a dog and guests that requested a whole roasted pig and then didn't eat it. Sarah,
Ugh.
you have a clip you wanted to play from the episode?
Oh yeah, I heard this and I did I send this to you yet? I don't think
I
I
don't think
did.
so.
Just tell me if this sounds familiar. Memos. Okay, this is something Andy says to introduce a game that they're playing.
Okay.
Okay.
You're going to tell if they're real quotes from the show or if we made them up for each wrong answer. Captain Sandy will pop in and give you a stern talking to. Here we go. Oh,
Isn't that funny? That's exactly what we say.
We've only been saying that for like 200 and some episodes.
I
Andy
know. I
Cohen.
think that somebody that is writing this, the teleprompter stuff for Andy has listened to our podcast and heard that. So,
Well, we love you. And I do make a wicked green tea shot. So if you need a bartender,
hello. Yes.
hello. Anyway. Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. I heard that and I was like, oh my gosh. I might have to put a little thing on Instagram that has that clip and then us saying it. So, yeah.
Like, and us saying it like, choo, 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 like a bunch of different times.
Oh,
Like, just
yeah. That's a
that
good
we've been
idea.
doing like from the very beginning all the way through.
So, should we play our clips first or Andy's?
I think we should mix them in.
Okay. Gotcha.
Like
Interesting.
us, Andy, us. I don't know.
Okay. All right. I'll get on that.
Hmm.
Okay, Malia White posted some photos on Instagram recently. She got to work on that Netflix thriller, The Woman in Cabin 10. So
Ooh,
that's pretty cool. I'll link to her photos in the show notes. Like,
that is so cool.
very fun. And I do
Have
want
you
to watch
watched
that.
it?
I haven't. I know it was a book, which I didn't read
Okay.
the book, but It looks good, and it looks like in a really epic yacht that it's
Yeah.
filming on. So
Stunning.
that's fun.
Stunning. Very cool.
It's time for our segment, Join Me in the Wheelhouse, where we decide who needs to see Captain Sandy for a stern talking to. Kelli, who do you call to the wheelhouse and why?
Andy Cohen. Just kidding. I would never do that. Um, um, I'm gonna call Max because he didn't need to rub it in Christian's face. Like that's it.
I'm also going to call Carlos. Just eat the
Yeah.
vegan food that was prepared for you.
Come on, man. Or be nice about it at least. Come
Yes,
on.
exactly. That's it for this week's episode of Above Deck. Thank you to our team at Hurrdat Media, especially Brock and Justin. Thanks to all of you for listening. Please subscribe on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to tell a friend, and please rate and review us 5 stars only.
Please follow us on Instagram at Above Deck Pod, and you can email us at abovedeckpod@gmail.com. And you can watch our episodes on the Hurrdat Entertainment YouTube channel. Until next time, I'm Kelli Busbey.
And I'm Sarah Goldman. There's only 19 days until BravoCon. See you next
Woo!
week.